earth and water. Earth and water. Well, you'll find plenty of that where you're going, Sunchoke. You come to my homestead, bringing a message of your beauty, of the Sunflower family, promising me to overtake my lands with an abundance that you will not be contained in one small vessel. I have considered my words and bargain with you carefully. Perhaps you should have done the same. This is Aquarius! Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. I had fun with that. Um, it's something I forgot about sunchokes. And something else that y'all need to understand about me. I feel the Aquarian part about me very strongly. It, I've gotten my very strong religious beliefs and things of that nature, but it has always amazed me how closely such things as my sign go along with my life. It's amazed me. I didn't happen upon the name of my channel, just by chance. There's a reason for it. I'll get these great ideas, and sometimes I'll change my mind in midstream. Um, I've got a lot of great things I want to get out there and show everybody. I also want to help share knowledge of other people, the things that I have learned from other people, um, the things that I've learned from some of my friends on YouTube. These are things that I want to pass along, help pass along that knowledge, and have a little fun while I'm doing it too. Um, this is so anyhow. This was the two sisters and the crazy chick that showed up pot. Well, I went away from my original idea. The original idea was to separate out two of these red fuchsia sunchokes into two different containers and show how that they would grow throughout the course of a year. Now, unlike the first ones that I grew here, they did not have a full growing season. These will. These will have a full growing season. Red fuchsia sunchokes in this large container here. And we're going to put the other ones in this here dirty laundry bag. I'm going to show you some more about that later. This is going to be a fun experiment. It was brought to me, the idea for this, one of my friends in the Homestead Aquarius Network is Kristen. She's out in South Carolina. She is my patio gardening expert, and you can find her there in the group. She's doing an amazing job inspiring people in her own apartment community out there in South Carolina, going to prove to the world and to my viewers that you can grow anywhere, even at your apartment. What you see here is 3 bags of potting soil that I've got, potting mix from the big store there. And even if that's what you've got, I have seen people with their videos growing their gardens straight out of these bags and followed them, and it works. I encourage you to search those out. I won't do a video on that today. Maybe I will later. But I encourage you to search out the people that have done that. You can, basically, you just lay it on the ground. You cut some slits for water to come through, and on the top surface of it, you make your holes in there and plant your plants directly into the potting mix. If you want to get growing fast and easy, I know of no other way than to do that, than that method. Search those out on YouTube. I don't know where they are. I may post a link for that in the comments, but that's how easy it is. This is going to turn into a long video, but I'm going to try to keep it short. Let's see what survived the hack here. Sunchokes are incredibly tough little creatures. They're barbarians. They can be. Where you plant them, you will not soon get rid of them. So it is something to consider. One way to harness this beast is in a large container. You see this tiny little thing. I showed in a couple of episodes ago just how small a piece of one of these would be. When I was unearthing these earlier in the pot, I found one of the seeds that I planted yesterday. Planted in here and watered in. This is the little Marvel pea, little Marvel sweet pea. And look at how it's swollen up from the water, just from the one night. It's ready to go. I'm going to put this back in there. So I've gone back to my original thing. I was worried about cutting these apart and everything. And I said, no, you know what? These are beasts. My friend reminded me of how tough they are. Dwayne. Good friends with Dwayne. And he showed me, he shared with me a great many plants during a couple of plant swaps that we've had. An incredible amount of knowledge. And these red fuchsia sunchokes were part of that. And I've got 2 of them. They're kind of fresh for them. But now, what I thought were two red fuchsia sunchokes, actually, these are regular sunchokes that I had on the bottom of that bucket. And they were poking up through that much ground, reaching for the sun. They're tough. They're survivors. They're growing. That's what we need to be doing. The actual 2 red fuchsia sunchokes, I'm gonna get my tongue tied up like Jason Avers was on his video. I'm telling you what, that's a smart man right there. Jason Avers, check out his channel. Go find him. This is one red fuchsia sunchoke tuber. All that's left of it. It's taking all of that stored up energy and putting it into growing. Here is the other one. It hadn't busted the surface yet. I thought this was it. So this is what we've got after the hack job I just did. And I've got a few tubers down there in the water probably. I may fish them out later, but there's several here. I'm going to bust these up and put them over there in the other container. But I just wanted to give you a look at all of this action. See this right here? They're beasts. They want to live. This is the one that hadn't reached the surface yet. And what you're seeing there looks like rot. It may be a little bit of that, but that's only on the parts that's been deflated from its using that energy to grow. And it's going to come up. So I'm going to divide these up so that they have a much better room, much bigger area to spread out over the course of this full growing season. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. One is in the big container. One is in the dirty laundry bag. They will have plenty of room and very little resistance because it's going to be straight potting mix. That's what they're going to grow in. So those tubers will be as big as they can be and formed as symmetrically as they can, like the spaceship shot that I gave you earlier in another episode back. But let me get to doing this, and like I said, don't want it to get too long, and it probably already is, but let me get to this. Well, what we've got now is the old dirty laundry bag filled with potting mix. Now I can go out in the woods somewhere and get some soil from there, and I encourage you, if you've got some of that, that is great stuff. What you would want to do if you let's say you don't want to spend a lot of money, and I don't either. I run on the cheap, but I'm showing you today a way that you can do this in your apartment complex, on your balcony. Maybe it's not easy for you to go get some wood, some dirt out in the woods, and you'll find yourself in many places that's got plenty of potting soil. And so this is going to be grown just like that. I have other things in the dirt, as you know. So we've got this grow bag is what this is called, using a grow bag. And there are some amazing videos, and I'm going to try to find one so you can see another person's success with these grow bags, and his take on them. And then I'll show you some more stuff later. Now, I'm going to find this. I found the place where it's sprouting right there. Can you see that? Get in there. That looks like a sprout coming up for this. It's gnarly looking. It's a beast. It's a survivor. It wants to live, and that's what you want. Perennial food that comes back year after year. Yes. You don't have to do anything to them. They're there waiting. Now, these have been a food for the Native Americans for as long as anybody kept up with time. And that's a long time, my friends. We're going to nestle that in there, just like that. When the potatoes were introduced into, let's see, where were they introduced? Let's see, we had sunchokes, and then potato propagation came along. And the sunchokes were pretty much forgotten after that, because potatoes offered such a huge other crop. But they're picky, they're tender. There's things can go wrong with them. And these have long been forgotten as a food source, like so many other things. The rattlesnake beans, they were a Native American food. One of the things that kept them alive, the survivors, the ones that were alive after the Trail of Tears, they sewed them into their clothing and carried them with them on their journey, smuggled them, so that their survivors would have those seeds. It was a sad, tragic time for an amazing people, and some of my ancestors. It's terrible. But they did that. When their loved ones would die along that grueling journey, their other loved ones would take their clothes from their body, left them there along the trail, so that those seeds could continue to go with them through the journey and feed the next generations, should they survive. That's what it comes down to so many times. And what you have to do is be prepared, work hard every day, think about those next generations. And another thing that I always talk about is maximizing your grow space. So I've just put a red fuchsia sunchoke in there. It's going to spread out its tubers in here, hopefully, in a great way, and provide many more for replanting and from sharing out. Now I'm going to show you something else. Look at here. Boom. Just like that. Going to get savage with this. There's a beast in there, and it ain't going to mind too much. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Look what I've got. My strawberries. I'm going to take another strawberry plant and work this into here. I'm going to work this into here. I promise you, it's coming. My strawberries are another forever food that you've heard me talk about them. You've seen my past videos. If you haven't, go check them out. You'll know then why they are so important to me. I have eaten many, many, many of these little strawberries and made myself sick picking them. I've got some new ways of growing strawberries that I'm wanting to find. But the strawberry roots and the tubers that come off of the Jerusalem artichoke won't be in competition so much. They're going to have plenty of nutrition, plenty of water for each, and they're going to be, helping each other grow. This strawberry here, as you'll see in later videos, this is going to be a wonderful thing growing out of here. I've got another one too. Another one that I just picked. Look at here. My strawberries offer me a great little treat. Dirty hands, dirty fruit, a little dirt. A little dirt won't hurt. Yeah. Don't be too clean out there. That's one thing that will mess you up. Don't be too clean. A lot of people, a lot of people are rewilding. I agree with some of that. We need to get back to a little bit about who we were and bring those things on. I'm going to go ahead. That's a pretty good little tasty thing there. I didn't eat that one. Somebody got that one. But this will be worked into here and some others. And it's raining now a little bit, and the radar is showing it's going to come on across. So I need to stop this. So I guess I've transplanted every day a couple of strawberries from places that I didn't want them growing to where I did. So I guess that can count. And then I'll work in the artichokes a little bit later after this rain passes, and then bring you back tomorrow. But I appreciate you being here today. Come see me. Come see me at Homestead Aquarius Network on Facebook. And remember, plant every day. It's important. What you do now can help you out in the future in a big way. Hashtag plant every day. I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you for watching this long-winded old man.